So in this video, we're going to go over how to add events to the website calendar. So on my demo version here, Events Club Calendar takes me to the actual calendar page. So you can see there's no events on this calendar as of right now. So we're going to add an event for tomorrow, the 23rd. So there's two ways to add an event. There's the back end of the website, the administrator side, that's here. And then there's from the front end. So from the back end, you're simply going to click on events, and that takes you into the event section of the back end. And then up at the very top, you can see where it says add new. You click on add new event. From the front end of the website, you can get to this same location by when you're signed in as the admin. You get your black toolbar across the top. You can click on events and then go down to add an event, and you'll see from the front end of the website it takes you to the exact same place. So for now, we're going to leave the front end of the website just as is, and we're going to just work from inside of the back end. So as you can see here, I am in the event section again under add new events, and I'm going to give it a title. And down here, I can add a description. You have some styling options underneath here. For instance, if I wanted to make this and put this in the middle, if I wanted to make it a heading, I could do that. And then also I have the option of adding media. So if I wanted to add media, I open it up, I go back to the media library. I can either choose an image from the media library, or I can use the upload files tab to upload the files directly off of my computer and up into the media library. But for now, let's use this one right here. Drop in this image. And you see, if I click on the image, I get the anchor points on the side. I can make it bigger and kind of style this the way that I need it to. And that's basically my event title here, my description. Now below this information, we're going to go over this. Some of this you'll need to use every time, and some of it you'll only need to use for specific events. So the first section, the time and date, is obvious. This would be the time and date of your event, starting time, ending time. If it's an all-day event, you click the all-day event box. It keeps it all day. We'll put this as an all-day event on the 23rd. Now, underneath here is the location. Most of the time you could leave this blank, assuming that it's always going to be at the course. However, if there is an offsite event, for instance, a tournament would be held at the golf course, but maybe it's a awards banquet that's being held at a local restaurant, you could put that venue name and the address to that restaurant here, and it would put that on there as people would send people to that location instead of the golf course. Most events are going to be assumed to be at the course, considering that it's on the course's website. But again, this is an option that you can use. If you want to show a map or link to a map, you can have these boxes checked. This will have a map that will provide directions from the user's location. So organizers is important too. These are the people who are basically going to get contacted if the website visitor has a question on a specific event. So I'm going to go ahead and just create a bogus organizer. Okay, so there's my organizer. I can add another organizer if I wanted to. So you can have multiple organizers, but in this case, we just added Joe as the organizer of the event. The event website, this is a good place if you wanted to promote the website for the event. Let's say it's a charity event and that particular charity has a website. You could put that link into here. For now, we'll leave it blank. If there is an event cost, this is just simply knowing, so people know ahead that there's a cost to an event. So we would put $, and then let's make it a cost. So that's it for this particular event. So now I can actually do a few different things. I could save this as a draft. It does not put it on the website. It doesn't publish it to the front end. If I save this as a draft, and I can come back and edit this as a later date and then later publish it. I can preview what this event is going to look like, or I can actually just go ahead and publish it. You do have some more options here as far as if you wanted to publish immediately or set a date and time that you want it to automatically be put live on the website. You could do that here. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and publish this. So now I have a published event on the website. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back to the front end of the website. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page. Go to Events, Club Calendar, and you'll see that I now have an event on October 23rd. They have the options on some websites to change this to a month view. You can see there's my event's title. So when I hover over it, I get a little bit of a description on what the event is. But if I click on it, it takes me inside, and you see I have my event title, my description. It put my costs here, when the date is of the event, but it gives me all the details of the event here with the organizer's contact information, and I have a choice to add it to my Google Calendar or my iCal, either or. So that is basically how to add an event to the website. Now, if you wanted to unpublish this or take it down, you have a few options. So I'm going to jump back into the back end here. And if I can see that the status of this is published right here. But if I wanted to go back and save this as a draft, I can save it as a draft and update it. And then if I was to go back to the front end of my website now, it would be off of the calendar. You see I have no events on my calendar anymore. But this is always going to be in there because it is a draft now. The status is draft. It's always going to be there for me to edit. So again, on the back end of the website, when you first log into the back end, you'll see something like this. And then if you go to your events, you'll see you have basically two drafts in there. This is one we did earlier, and this is one that's in there now. So you could permanently trash these by go ahead and hitting the trash button. And that will actually get rid of it. It puts it in the trash bin. It does hold the items in the trash bin indefinitely unless you permanently delete them. So if you did have something in there from maybe a few years back, you may be able to find it inside of the trash bin. What you'll see now, we have one title in here that's status as a draft. So if we click on it, it'll let us come back in here and edit this as needed. So that is basically it for adding events to your club calendar on the website. If you have any questions, please email us at support@tsnap.com.